Hello once again, my friends. I am Marksman, and today I'm going to be doing something a little different. And wow, this game is horribly unoptimized. And you can probably tell just by me moving my mouse around on the main menu and it jumping around like a freaking kangaroo in the Australian peninsula. I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, Crystal's here too, just because I was
Hi.
too lazy to leave. Wow, OBS is probably one of the lightest recording softwares out there, and it's this laggy just because. Okay, so first of all,
I can tell, I can so see how laggy it is.
yeah, I know you can't see it. Okay, oh my gosh, the recording hasn't even updated. Holy junk, what is happening?
Is it
Why is
recording?
it is recording? But look at this. Oh, no, stop working. Okay,
Jesus
let's wait
Christ.
for it to respond.
Cheese and crackers.
All
I
right.
don't know if it will.
So, I'm just gonna close the program, boot it back up, and then just discuss it for a little while because obviously I can't even show you what's going on with it. So let's just. Oh gosh.
That lag.
Okay, let's just leave it on this screen for now because I am not gonna try and boot it back up again. So basically, my beef with the Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. I really like the game. Crystal can attest to that. I've been playing it kind of a lot, even though there have been so many freaking
He's
issues
been
with it.
playing it all the time.
I know. I really enjoyed the campaign. I really enjoyed the multiplayer when it works. That's my one major caveat. And I'm annoyed because Sledgehammer, I tweeted at them, the developers of the new Call of Duty game. I tweeted at them saying, "Hey, can you look into this problem, blah blah blah." Like about 40% of the time the multiplayer works. The other 60% of the time it doesn't. And in all honesty, the single player, while the loading times were insane. So, okay, let me talk about one thing at a time. So the single player, good story. When you actually get into the game, assuming that you've checked this little box called Shadow Preloader, that love you're breathing into the mic again. Assuming you check the box called Shadow Preloader, you essentially have to wait about 15 to 20 minutes. I'm not even exaggerating, just to get into the
You were
level.
gonna hear 20 seconds of me breathing
It's
to the
about
mic like a
like
fat kid.
twice. You like, and then I told you. But what was I
Like a
saying?
fat kid.
Uh, Basically, it takes about 20 minutes for the thing to load, and if you don't turn on that option, then your loading times will be about 2 minutes, but you will have just this insane amount of stuttering, and the game will basically be unplayable. It'll run about maybe 5 frames per second, and I have a pretty decent computer, all things considered. I have a middle of the road graphics card. I think an AMD 7800 series, Intel i7 quad core, what's it called? The 32 gigs of RAM. I don't know if it's DDR3, but it shouldn't really matter. The game is very heavy on RAM, by the way. If you have Windows 7, it takes up about 7 gigs of RAM. So if you have an 8 gig memory
So
stick,
much RAM.
thank
I
you.
don't know.
But if you have an Windows 8 computer, for some reason it only takes up 5. So that's just one of the things that happens. Um, okay, back to my major complaint with the game.
It's super slow.
Well, actually, once you get in the game, if you can get in the game, it runs fine. But when you're trying to, well, unless you don't have the Shadow Preloader checked for multiplayer and single player, is the single player works, but it just takes forever to load. I
Wait,
actually
did
found yes.
did you have to download more stuff to make it work, or?
No, because there's no mods to fix it yet or anything like that. I looked into it
Oh
to see if I could
God.
find something. Yeah, the single player, I legitimately would start loading a level, leave the room, come back, and then like go to the bathroom, go get something to eat, come back, be like, oh, it's still loading. All right, well then I'd go take out the trash, and then I'd like wash some dishes. I'd empty out the dishwasher, come back. Oh, it's still loading. Okay, and then I finally went to go get something for myself to eat, And by the time I came back, I had failed the level like 6 times because it was just this over and over cutscene of myself. It's like, oh, press F to save yourself. And then I'm like, oh, well, I wasn't there to do that. So I died like probably 15 or 20 times by the time I came back. But regardless, it's insane. I can't stress that enough. The load times are stupid. Anyway, the multiplayer load times are also pretty bad, but they don't nearly take up as much time because you're not loading those like begin game cutscenes and huge maps. You're just loading the multiplayer maps, which some of them are pretty big and they take a long time to load. And I'm pretty sure those are the ones that just straight up break. Like you can't play them. Some people have different maps that break different computers. Mine are Riot. There's one, it's like a foresty map. I think it's called like Instinct. Defender. Defender is apparently a huge game-breaking map for a lot of people. And I know some people don't have this issue, but I know a lot of people that do have this issue. And it's just horrendous. And it makes it so sad that like I didn't spend, but somebody spent $60 on that game because someone bought it for me. That's a different story. Thank you very much to that guy anyway. His name is Patrick Connor. He's a nice guy. He bought me the game, and I'm just really annoyed because I really enjoy the game. Anytime I'm in the multiplayer, it feels great. The gameplay is smooth. I have no problems with any of the lag compensation issues that people are talking about. I think the game runs fine when you're in the game, that is. But the problem is, I'll start up the game like, I'll play a quick match of Call of Duty. Nope, I'll get sucked into a loading screen on a broken map for about 7 or 8 minutes, and then it'll return me to the menu, and then I'll be like, okay, well, let me try and find another game.
That was
and
your quick game.
Oh yeah, that was my quick game, staring at a fucking loading screen for 10 minutes or something. And then after that, once I'm done with that loading screen, I'm like, all right, you know what? I'll try and find another game. That's fine. Nope, it'll dump me back into the same game with the same people and then not load for me again. So I'll have to wait about 14 minutes. Then I'm like, okay, how about I go to a different game mode? So I'll try like domination or something. And then I'll start loading the game. And it'll be like, oh, here's your first match. And it'll dump me in a game that's like 5 minutes in already. And games are only 10 minutes if you're not aware. So I'll get to play for 5 minutes. And then the next map that's queued is one that breaks my game. So I have to leave. Or I'd get sucked into a loading screen for another 10 minutes. And then I have to find another game. If this is just to play like 1.5 games of Call of Duty multiplayer. Which, that's just stupid. The whole point... And the whole reason why Call of Duty multiplayer is so, like, appealing to most people is that it's just a pick up and play, just like a fun one-off experience. You're like, okay, I just killed 10 minutes. It was a lot of fun. I killed some people, got killed a few times. It was great. And that's why it's appealing to me anyway, because it's smooth multiplayer, it runs well, and it's fun. But when I can only play, like, 40% of the time... it becomes wildly less appealing, and I still find myself trying to find games every once in a while, and the only reason I'm doing this video now is because that's what I was trying to do, and then I was like, oh my god, I've had enough of this, and then I wrote a negative Steam review, and now I'm doing this video just because I'm so annoyed by the fact that everything is broken. And, by the way, this pretty much is the end of the video. Thank you guys for watching, but just keep in mind that...
Bye.
Well, hold on a second. Just keep in mind that the length of this video... I will fight you.
Okay, I'll stop.
The length of this video, the 8 minutes and 49 seconds thus far that it has taken, you could have watched in one single Call of Duty Advanced Warfare loading screen. There you go. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, stay frosty.
Bye!
As of right now, whatever patch this is, fuck Sledgehammer.